How you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, Sampler V, Series V, as I do for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. Look at me. Look at me. I am the review bro now. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, yeah. Folks, typically when I'm inside my truck and this, because this has never happened before, that means that I was the best man at a wedding and decided to do a review after the ceremony was over. That's literally the case today. Yeah, friend of mine who I've known forever, who does watch my videos sometimes, Michael, hello, if you see this video, this is where I was after the ceremony let out. But yeah, he got married to his beautiful new bride, and I was honored to be chosen as the best man. And basically, between the time that the ceremony cut out and the pictures and everything were taken, and the time when the actual, like, reception was going to be held, there was, like, a 2-hour, kind of gap period. And I was like, well, nobody needs me for anything for basically 2 hours. Screw it, let's look out, check out the local food scene. So, I figured if nothing else, I will give the famous review bruh a run for his money, looking as dapper as I possibly can. That's not true, because I actually have the coat back there, but I'm not wearing the coat in this heat. Good on you, review bruh, you're committed. But, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Where is it from? Oh my god, it's from a place called Boom! It is Flame Kebab Grill in Yorkville, Illinois. They specialize in kebabs, gyros, burgers, basically a mix of sort of Mediterranean and American style cuisine. And yeah, I actually originally was going to go over there and hit up a little hot dog place that I saw on the way out this way. But I made a wrong turn and I found this spot. And I was like, screw it, man, I could go for a kebab. But what kind of kebab? Well, folks, it happens to be Boom, but not just any Boom, because it happens to be Boom, it looks like that. And let's get a thing for a thing real quick. What is this, by the way? I have to actually look at the menu because I forgot the name. It's so hot. It's like the most humid day of the year. This is their Flaming Hot Chicken Breast Kebab Plate, which plate comes with 2 skewers, Greek salad, rice pita, homemade garlic sauce. For the most part, I'm going to be focusing on the actual kebabs themselves, but, we'll get in a little bit. So, anyway, let's go ahead. Let's grab this. It's been a while since I've had a kebab. Ah, it's warm. Very warm. So warm it is. And whatever, the Tux is a rental, so. Yeah. Chicken is nice and tender and juicy. I'm liking all of that. I will say, too, I appreciated the fact that, I've been to some places that do kebabs, and you get them, like, almost immediately, and I get it, they're kind of almost like a street food, kind of fast food kind of thing. But I do appreciate the fact that when I went to order these, it did take a little bit, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but, like, they were prepping them, making sure that, they were done to order, so, and they definitely taste like it. That's pretty proper. I can see what they're doing with the flaming aspect. It's got a little bit of an extra kick. I do want to mention, by the way, because this is a local establishment, this is going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is playlist for just local spots. And it's not exactly local to me. This is, not an area I'm out in ever, but it's still in Illinois, so. But yeah, man, that kebab is really good. It's grilled really nicely. I actually think the chicken was probably marinated. because it's retaining the flavor really nicely. Again, it's big, it's juicy. This is really, really good. Like I said, I like the little, extra spiciness that they got going with it. It's not anything crazy spicy or anything, but it just kind of goes over there, gives a little extra heat on the tongue and kind of on the back of the throat. But again, like nothing ridiculous, nothing that I personally can't handle. But no, I enjoyed that. And we'll kind of pop around the rest of the plate just so get an overall kind of takeaway. But at least so far, the main element of the whole thing is pretty good. Try out some rice real quick. I do so love rice. Rice is good too. Nice individual grains. Got a nice kind of butteriness to it. It's a simple add-on. Something that you see as a pretty frequent side at, again, kind of like Mediterranean-style dishes and stuff like that. And this is good. It's cooked well. None of it seems to be crunchy or undercooked. It's simple. It's really tasty. It's good, too. I like that. Some of the pita. I do love fresh pita. It has, because, fuck knows, I don't know how to make pita. But, at a glance, it doesn't seem like it's anything super duper special. But it has such a unique flavor to it. It's good pita. I'm enjoying that. We'll get a little bit of the Greek salad in. A little bit. I could count this as my salads on Saturday. That series that I've effectively abandoned. And, there is, dressing over to the side, but for sake of not fucking up the tux. Salad appears to be good. You got a nice mix of greens. You got some peppers in there, which I personally like. With the salad, gives a little extra something something. But all the veg is nice and crisp. I'm going to try this cucumber. Because I had a cucumber yesterday that was not good. So that tastes like a cucumber. Cucumber I had yesterday, man. There was something wrong with that cucumber. Oh, man, this is good. I'm not going to go out of my way and say that, it's exceptionally exceptional. But, at the end of the day, it doesn't really have to be. It's just fairly simple food that's prepared well. That's really tasty. I think out of, everything that's there, the highlight for me is definitely, of course, the kebabs. That's your namesake item. That needs to be good. I've had bad kebabs from places, and these are not amongst those. These are tasty. Like I said, I appreciate the marinade. I like the flavor they put into it. If I had a critique, I would say, what with them being, the flaming version, in my head, I kind of maybe wanted a little extra heat, that's just a personal thing, though, but in terms of what I got, the flavor was there, it was cooked properly. Again, it's simple and it's just done well. Every other aspect that's there fits that same bill. I actually really like the rice. I think it's really tasty. The pita tasted like a good pita to me, I appreciated that. Salad is salad. The greens were good in salad. So, but two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Well, I don't know when I'm going to be out this way again. I don't think I have any more friends getting married out here. But as far as, just if I happen to live in the area or something like that, I'd get it again. I'm going to go with yes and yes. I think for me personally, finding, and granted I'm only going off of my one experience here, but again, the main thing is, you call yourself Flame Grill Kebab, I need that kebab to be on point. And while it's not the best, most, transcendent kebab I've ever had, it was a very solid kebab. It's tasty. It does all the things I personally want a kebab to do, and it was definitely prepared well. So that's all I ask. So I would definitely return. And if I'm recommending it, you know, the Yorkville food scene is surprisingly really nice. Like, you know, my friend moved out here years ago, like over a decade ago now. And I mean, it was like a barren wasteland, man. There was like a Menards and, you know, a few houses and stuff. But over the past, like, you know, again, like decade or so, like they've really built up their food scene and there's some really nice spots out here. You know, does this compete with all of those? I can't say because, again, I'm not out here that often. But I will say this, you know, for what I could see of the places that were on offer, you know, they had a lot of burger places and pub kind of places, you know, and of course they had like Mexican and stuff like that. They had a variety. But this was the only kebab place that I could see. And that, to me, gives them something to, you know, hang their hat on. Because if you want a good kebab, there you go. Hit this place up, man. Hit up the Flame Kebab Grill. And like I said, I don't know about, you know, their entire menu, but at the very least, the kebabs that I had and everything that went along with it have led me to believe that, you know, they're preparing good food and they're doing a good job with it. So, anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly kebab-tastic rest of your life. Because, again, kebabs are just really good. Kebabs are one of those things where I feel like here in America, we've sort of missed out on. Because I know in, like, certain places in Europe, you know, kebabs are like a thing, man. You know, they're like just an everyday... Why do we not? Why don't we have, like, a fast food kebab chain here? I mean, we do kind of... There's, like, actually a place called Just Kebabs. But that... Anyway, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to go over there and deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I'd like you to go out and do. Keep your friends close. Far too often, especially when you see things online, I see so many people that buy into this, like, it's me by myself mentality and, you know, moving silence because you never know who's working it. The fuck? Like, what are you doing? I'm sorry. Like, and don't get me wrong. I've been dicked over in my life too. Not saying that I haven't. Unfortunately, sometimes there are people who will betray your trust. You know, learn from that. But don't cut yourself off. Don't fucking, you know, I have to. I'm sorry. That is a type of mentality that is just so toxic and it's so hurtful to the individual, you know, and don't get me wrong, you know, live your life the way that makes sense to you. But, like, you know, I made friends with somebody in 6th grade. Okay, and not even like super great friends right off the bat. You know, it took a couple of years before we really started hanging out on the regular and stuff. And, you know, here we are almost 30 years later, and I'm the fucking best man at his wedding. His parents are basically, you know, my extended family. That wouldn't have happened if I'd gone over there and taken the approach of, well, you know, I'm just going to sequester myself away and just deal with my own bullshit, you know. These people have been there for me in my darkest times, and, you know, thankfully, in this instance, I got to be there for, you know, one of their brightest. So, anyway, that's just my little spiel.